Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. Sentiments and emotions are key tools in weaponizing poverty. Africa needs to break away from those chains for us to become successful as a continent. I want to talk today about 4 major things keeping Africa in chains. 1. Religion. 2. Hypocrisy. 3. Mediocrity. And 4. Poverty. These 4 factors work together to keep us impoverished, hungry, and at the mercy of the Western world. Let's take a look at Madagascar. Tomorrow you people will come out and shout and say the Western world wants to kill us. The Madagascan president announced that they had a cure for COVID-19. I warned you guys. How can you claim you have a cure when out of 600 people, only about 100 have recovered as of that time? Where's your peer testing in a controlled environment? Can we see the analysis of the ingredients of your remedy? Fell to deaf ears. Sentiments and emotions were whipped out. Daddy Freeze, you're fighting against Africans. Tomorrow, the Western world will come with a vaccine and you'd support them. The vaccine Oxford released yesterday and the drugs they're working on have 80% efficacy, meaning they could reduce death by up to 80% in severe cases. That's what the West is submitting. What are we submitting? A drink, a cocktail that is of no consequence, more or less. A lot of you don't understand the gravity of the actions of the Madagascar president. When you're telling the world that you have a cure, what happens is your people become lax. They believe that they have a cure. As of today, according to this article that I'm going to read to you, from Africa News. This article was published on the 13th of July 2020. It says 2 lawmakers succumb, 25 others infected. 2 lawmakers in Madagascar have died after contracting COVID-19. Over 20 others are also receiving treatment for the virus. President Andy Rajoelina announced this on Sunday. The deceased comprise 1 senator and a member of the lower chamber. 11 other members and 14 senators also tested positive. The news comes as government reimposes lockdown on a major region under which the capital falls. The reason was to better contain the surge in cases. A week ago, the presidency issued a statement dispelling social media rumors that Rajoelina had contracted the virus. The country's caseload is one of the highest in the southern African region. It is also one of the most impacted island nations on the continent. They have the most cases in southern Africa as of today. And it is them that has cure. Don't you think sanctions should be placed on this country? At a point, it was even rumored that they were trying to sell this cure to us. At what stage do we Africans wake up from our slumber and realize that it is not the Oyinbos that are our enemies, but we are our own enemies? What if our government agencies hadn't gone out to test this so-called medicine? What if they'd listened to the sentiment and emotion whipped up public who were very quick to say, yes, let's try the medicine. They tried. Yes, let's give it up for them. They are our own brothers. How long are we going to continue routing for mediocrity simply because it fans the dying embers of Pan-Africanism? The only way to make true Pan-Africanism a globally recognized power force is by moving away from mediocrity. As of today, hospitals in Madagascar are overflowing with patients. They do not have enough hospitals for their own patients. Meanwhile, they're selling a drug, clout chasing a drug to Africa and the rest of the world. And he dared, Andre dared to come out and say WHO did not answer him because he's African. WHO did not answer you, Andre, because your drug is mediocre. And until Africa wakes up from the chains of religion, mediocrity, hypocrisy, and poverty, we will continue being the joke of the world. Wake up, Nigeria. We have better doctors, better pharmacists, better herbal practitioners than anything Madagascar can ever offer. But we're so quick to jump on what somebody else brings because we're so slow to develop our own. Ladies and gentlemen, I warned you about this. I told you this was not a cure. I told you at a point where you were jubilating that they had no death. Today they have 55 deaths and the numbers are rising. 6,000 plus cases. The hospitals are only admitting severe cases. Can you guys all see what a prophet saw when he sat on the ground? Meanwhile, you're on top of mountains and yet blind. Wake up, Nigeria. God bless us all. What about tattoos? Can we wear tattoos? Well, why not? There's nothing wrong in wearing tattoos, especially if you're not being hypocritical. If you study the scriptures, if you go with me to the book of Leviticus 19:27. Let me start with 28 and bring you back to 27. Verse 28 says, "Do not cut your bodies for the dead, and do not mark your skin with tattoos. I am the Lord." So here again, according to the old law written by Moses, you are not allowed to draw tattoos. Okay, sounds perfect. Why don't we read the previous verse, 27? "Do not trim the hair on your temples or trim your beards." Also, don't forget to get yourself a copy of The Greatest Reality Show by Melvin Ejogu. You can follow him at Melvin Ejogu on Instagram for more details, or buy your copy for only 1,400 Naira. www.thegreatestrealityshow.com.ng. It's a deep spiritual and inspirational book about his 8 years searching with his wife for a child fruitlessly before the Lord finally answered their prayers. If you're going through a tough time, I recommend this as a good read. God bless you.